Quit India movement is a milestone in the annals of the freedom struggle of India. Unlike the civil disobedience and non-cooperation movement, this was the first time that the Indians were asking the British to directly quit India. Not only did this movement take the freedom struggle to new heights, but it also brought India closer to its goal of complete independence. So what were the issues that precipitated the unrest? We see that the British involved India in the Second World War without consulting the Congress. And the Congress opposed to this and demanded the government to pass a resolution declaring India as independent nation. Now, at this point of time, the British did not agree to this demand and refused this demand made by the Congress. So a refusal of the demand by the British government led to the feelings of deep discontentment among the Congress leaders, and the disgusted Congress ministries in the provinces resigned. So we see that the Congress ministries protested against this very act of the British, and they resigned from their position. Now, the Muslim League rejoiced this occasion of resignation. So we see that the Muslim League rejoiced the resignation as it ended the Congress rule in the provinces. Now, in 1940, at the Muslim League's Lahore session, Muhammad Ali Jinnah announced the formation of Pakistan as the League's final goal. So we see therefore that the Muslim League around 1940 had already established their idea of a separate state, that was Pakistan. So we see in March 1942, the then Prime Minister of Britain, Winston Churchill, sent Sir Stafford Cripps, who was a member of the British War Cabinet, to India to hold talks with the Indian leaders, which came to be known as the Crips Mission. So what did the Crips Mission suggest? It stated the dominion status was to be granted to India after the Second World War ended. What was the dominion status? It would mean that India could form its own government, but it would remain under the British Empire. Now, because of this very fact, the Congress and the Muslim League rejected the proposals of the plan. Thus, we see that Crips Mission was a failure. And Gandhi termed it as a post-dated check on a failing bank. At this point of time, we see that the international scene is also shaping the political scene in India. By March 1942, Japan had taken major portions in Southeast Asia, and the Indians, especially the Congress, were paranoid. Because the British were in India, they feared that Japan might come to India, might attack India in a quest for the British. Because at this point of time, the British and the Japanese belonged to two opposite camps in the Second World War. And if the Japanese decided to attack India, the Indians did not have the military support to resist the Japanese. Therefore, Gandhi thought that it was only through one way that both the British and the Indians could save themselves from the wrath of the Japanese. That was if the British decided to leave India. Therefore, Gandhi gave a call for the Quit India movement. So we see that the Congress feared a Japanese attack in India, and as you can see in this very picture, that Nehru and Gandhi, they are fearful that Japan was very close to the Indian subcontinent, and it could have attacked if the British did not leave India. Therefore, Gandhi decided to launch a movement calling upon the British to quit India. So we see that in July 1942 session, the Congress adopted the Quit India resolution, and finally on the 8th of August 1942, this resolution was passed. Now this is the session in which Gandhi gave his famous speech where he stated that the Indians were in a do or a die situations, that they either had to take their independence while they are fighting or they would never gain their independence. So we see that Gandhi in his famous speech said that either we bring India her freedom or die in the process. Thus the phrase do or die became a mantra for the Indians. So this picture is of the July 1942 session of the Congress, which is also known as the Bombay session. And in this picture you can see that Gandhi along with the president of the session, Maulana Azad, as well as, leaders like Sarojini Naidu and the other leaders were present in this particular session. So can you tell me, when did the Congress adopt the Quit India resolution? Was it in 1939, 1942, 1941 or 1940? The correct answer will be 1942. But the British were quick to suppress this entire idea and they were quick to take their own stances. So we see that on the early morning of August 9th, 1942, Gandhi along with several other Congress Working Committee leaders were arrested, as you can see in this very picture. And we see the All India Congress and the Provincial Congress committees were banned. We see with the arrest of Mahatma Gandhi and other Congress leaders, a movement that was supposed to be non-violent took violent turn. So at this point of time, after the arrest of Mahatma Gandhi and other Congress leaders, a peaceful Quit India movement turned violent. Now people destroyed symbols of British authority such as rail tracks, post offices and police stations. And they also started to establish parallel governments in Uttar Pradesh, Bengal, Odisha, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. At this time, the Congress kept on with its work by sending secret radio transmissions, and we see that various other leaders are also coming to the forefront. Leaders such as Ram Manohar Lohia, Aruna Asaf Ali, Sucheta Kripalani as well as Jayaprakash Narayan. The British ruthlessly suppressed the movement by September 1942 through the use of lathi charges and tear gas attacks, and even opened fire on the crowd. Though the Quit India movement came to an end, it showed the British that the Indians were no longer willing to accept anything apart from complete independence. Therefore, Quit India movement became a very important part in the struggle towards the Indian independence. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. You can also register for free at DeltaStep.com or download the DeltaStep app to get access to all our 5,000 plus amazing videos as per your school syllabus. Master each topic with our adaptive practice technology. Get million plus questions with step-by-step solutions and unlimited mock tests. Get all your doubts resolved instantly, learn via games and win amazing prizes like PlayStations and iPads. So at DeltaStep, learning is not just fun and easy, it is rewarding too. So register for free now.